his wife, Christine,
yes,
got 43 tackles and 10 marker tackles. So between the couple, they went both ways.
This little pun is too much hard work for me. I think it's great, but I won't be able to keep up with it. If you can,
I'll be back to the ice skating on Christine by next week. Don't worry. Chris Houston got 125 metres, and Hep Cahill 45 tackles and 10 marker tackles. In the game as well.
Big effort from Hep. Paul O'Brien got in touch. He said, we may have been leading at half time, but that was papering over the cracks. Lucky to be in front. Silly penalties, poor ball control, and no idea in attack. We didn't look interested in the second half. Can't see where our next win will come from. Dom Executive Release got in touch. He said, a tight contest till the very last minute. It was a game of small margins. Josh Jones had a great game. O'Brien did well to hold his nerve after some big mistakes. Andy Barden, the electric gigolo, he got in touch and said a game of two halves between Salford and Widnes. Much better from Salford. Forwards were actually taking the ball up. Jay Green got in touch, not one I'm totally familiar with.
No, so new name on
thank you, Jay, for getting in touch, mate. Board, yes, nice one. Or love.
We had quite a few new people getting in touch over the weekend in bits and bats, and that's been really good just to see.
Well, it's tremendous, and if you are one of these new people, you can look forward to an SLP welcome of that calibre. Widnes looked good in the first half, but fell apart again in the second half. How long can this horrid streak go on for? Could the Bets Out Brigade be onto something? Where do Widnes go from here? I'd love your professional opinions, guys. Well, in my professional opinion, Dennis Betts should be investing in maps.
I don't believe we are professional enough to have it.
No, not at all.
What's your gag there with the bat?
Well, my profession is to sell maps, and your profession is to handle complaints, Mark.
Fair enough.
It was a less clever version of what you said.
Yeah,
basically.
No, it was more clever, but I can work it out.
Yeah, but typically me, it was too clever for me. I'm fucking good.
Well, so you've obviously been planning that one.
No.
Can I get my pen back?
What does your experience of me and knowing this rundown tell you about the level of preparation I put into that game?
Excellent point, Thomas.
Fantastic.
My opinion on it is, I think it's more about leadership on the field than off the field. I think the stability they've got off the field is a bonus for Widnes rather than a hindrance. At that club, I can't see someone else coming in with that group of, particularly that forward pack, and doing a better job than what Dennis Betts is doing. I just think they need to organise themselves a little bit better on the field. Don't get carried away, and when things turn against them, they need to adjust on the hop, and it's harder for a coach to influence that in rugby league after half time and things start going your way. Don't go your way than it is maybe in other sports. I think it's up to the players. Yeah,
I'll take your point, and to counter it, and almost to play devil's advocate, what I'd say is that before Chris Chester came in at Wakefield, people were saying, well, who's going to come in and do anything with that group of players? And actually, someone came in and has done something with that group of players. It is far easier to replace one guy than it is to replace 13. And how long do you... Ultimately, I hate saying something that I've heard Gary Schofield say, but it's a results-based business. And how long does the hierarchy at Widnes tolerate this massive slide? When was the last... They haven't won a game since fucking March, Mark. This is a long and uninterrupted slide into shit.
But I think it's similar.
Something has to be done.
It's similar to me to the position at Leeds and the position at Huddersfield. I don't think it's necessarily the spirit that's wrong in the group. I think it's to some extent the talent that's out on the field, and to some extent their application during games when things start swinging around. That to me needs to be what they address, and whether or not a new coach would do that any better than the current coaches at all those clubs.
Look, if Dennis Betts is still in a job come the middle eights, which I suspect they will be in, then I don't think they'll make the change. No. It's going to happen before then if they do. So, we'll see. Mark Butler said that it was a tough watch, was desperate for a Widnes win today, and failing to get one seems big. So many chances went south in the first half, and the second half was spent inviting pressure and not able to absorb it all. Really feel like it needed to turn around today, and it didn't. Sammy Boy, who is one of our Aussie listeners, got in touch, and
I don't think of Sammy Boy as an Aussie. I think he just gets on board with This Week in League.
All right, fair play.
I think he lives down in London.
Maybe I'm accusing people of being Australian. That's not something that we should do.
I'm sure
lightly, is it?
I'm sure he's UK based. I'm not sure what his origins are.
Fair enough. He got in touch to say that Louis smashes through the women of Widnes. Not necessarily a big fan of making light of Robert Lewis.
But it gives us a chance to plug in charity endeavours.
Absolutely. What I was about to say, I'm not necessarily I'm a big fan of making light of Robert Lewis' reprehensible life choices. However, he's a scumbag who knocked his wife about on 2 separate occasions, and whilst he may be able to do things decently on a rugby pitch, I don't think any of us should forget what a horrible, horrible human being is.
Well, that's given us a chance to remind people of that, and remind people to visit justgiving.com/Super League Pod Stands Up to donate towards Tom's charity efforts, all in aid of refuge.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, Diane RBW got in touch. She said this was definitely a game between 2 anxious teams, but Salford deserved their win once they got their discipline sorted. Enjoyable first game of the day. Tyler Casfan said it was a good game to start the weekend off. Widnes not far off regaining their early season form, but Vido and Dobson were the difference for Salford's win. Yeah, Daniel Vido looks every inch the quality player, doesn't he, in the moment in that Salford side. Now he's made his way back in.
Yeah, definitely.
Owen Hughes, it was a poor game.
When I wrote down the players' names though on my piece of paper, I couldn't understand how the 17 came under 1.825 million. Then that was my main problem.
There's a lot of
yeah. With him in it, yeah.
Well, yeah. Owen Hughes, it was a poor game, but he doesn't care. Widnes were the best side for the first 2 thirds of the game. No, he doesn't care. We won. I care about that. Salford's discipline was very poor in the first half. I thought Sout, Vido and Jones were particularly good though. Brian Davies said he thought that Widnes were going to win this one. After the start they got, big support for the Chemics, but Salford's was shocking. They've got it all on to build some support, yet they're not a bad side. Widnes in real danger of dropping out of the 8. Ollie Smith said not a bad start to Magic, thinks Salford just wanted it a bit more in the second half, and that's what won them the game. And Paul Ludo Lewis said another game, another defeat, getting boring now. Once again, repeat chances on opposition's line, yet no invention. Just attempt a try from dummy half. Must be listening to Steve-O. Plus, as in previous weeks, we look knackered early in the second half, so strength and conditioning seriously needs looking at. They look overworked in training to me. Now, who was the hooker that was doing their strength and conditioning?
John Clark,
now gone to Wire.
To Warrington.
I wonder if that's had an impact, and maybe Ludo thinks that could be.
I'm not sure, because he went in the off-season, didn't he?
Yeah.
And they were performing well in the early season.
Possibly so, but as the season wears on, you never know. Right, the second game of the weekend then saw Warrington Wolves capitulate 14 points to Castleford's 34, despite having been 14 points ahead, and it looking all on for being another Warrington procession. Mark, we even got treated to a little bit of dawn porn as the Castleford Tigers made a very, very impressive comeback with 34 unanswered points.
Yeah, I mean, I was fuming at Cass for the way they started the game.
I was fuming at Cass for having the temerity to come back and win.
Those tries that Warrington scored, though, they weren't hard tries for Warrington to score. Yeah. Rashford's pick up and run, uncontested, pretty much. Mm-hmm. And the one from very close from the error, and it just was like, it felt like what was going on here with a team that you were expecting more application from, but when they finally picked it up after 32 minutes of the match, and they just played that last tackle play that went one way, then all across the other. I mean, it's a try that'll be replayed at every Magic weekend, time immemorial.
Is that the Mike McMeekin? No, that's not even the one I like. That's not even my favourite one.
That came a bit later on, the Mike McMeekin dummy / windmill. What a move.
Amazing.
I've not seen that done since Stephen Wilde did it in a Wigan game in about 2004.
Sensational rugby league football.
It was fantastic,
Absolutely sensational. But the whole Castleford side doing really, really well at the minute.
Yeah, they scored a number of great high risk, high reward, entertaining rugby league play that was just good to watch. When it comes off, it's even better to watch. Yeah. But they just kept going with it anyway, and
they were the most entertaining side of the weekend for me.
Definitely.
They played tremendously well. But what did the stats tell us about this one then, Marcus?
Well, they had 2 more breaks and a massive 2.5 metres per carry better average gain, did the Warrington Wolves, but despite conceding 1 fewer penalty and making only 1 more error, they had far fewer carries than the freer offloading opponents Castleford. They ended up with 6 tries to 3, as comprehensive winners did the Tigers. Like I said, because of that free offloading play coming off more often than not, they just managed to retain more possession through it, that sort of play, and it was really entertaining to watch, like you were saying.
That's it. And they backed their own style of play as well. They stuck with the game plan, and it took a bit of time for them to get going.
It's almost as if they found their own style of play.
Well, they just didn't get off to the greatest of starts, but they stuck with it, and the game plan paid off for them, didn't it?
Yeah, and obviously, like you were saying last week about Luke Gale knowing how to drive that car, it came through again. But on the individual stats numbers, Luke Dawn with 2 tries and 1 try assist, that's 5 tries in 2 games since return from injury for the greatest Aussie Super League player of all time, as he likes to be known. Well, as people like to know.
Future immortal Luke Dawn.
We're bringing jokes from our bit on This Week in League right the way over now, aren't we? Anyway, Denny Solomona with 2 tries, 126 metres and 3 clean breaks. Junior Moores was outstanding again, 2 try assists, 152 metres, 4 successful offloads, and I've thrown Mike McMeekin in there with a try and a try assist. It was a toss-up between a few different players who had similar-ish on the cuff stats, but I just thought, that try was so entertaining and brilliant to watch that we'll throw that in to make sure we didn't forget about him.
Super.
We didn't. From the Warrington perspective, Stefan Ratchford had a try, 5 tackle balls, 110 metres, 3 clean breaks. Matty Russell had a try assist and 133 metres before he was forced off injured, which obviously juggled things around a little bit for the last 10 minutes or so. Chris Hill, 162 metres, so he still played big. And Darryl Clark with a try assist and 107 metres is also having a good season still. In fact, I thought it was a bit poor of Castleford to have him off the field for 15 minutes either side of half time, because...
You mean Warrington?
Sorry, Warrington,
right.
Because that really helped Cass gain impetus, because Clark started the game phenomenally well, I thought.
Yeah. Elliot Wrench got in touch with us. He said, well done to Cass. Wolves were on top for a good half hour with decent defence, but what happened? Cass kept at it, got 2 tries and knocked the confidence and stuffing out of wire. Well deserved, but I'm disappointed. Magic my arse.
Winky face.
Winky face. A winky face. Not quite the emoticon we were expecting, though.
I like it.
Fair enough. Alfie Wolf got in touch. He said, take a bow, Cass. That was something special. 14 down with 20 gone, but they showed they are class this season. They out-enthused and out-thought and out-tackled wire. We had no centres, with England's number 1 centre, Ryan Atkins, being out, and Penny and Reese gone too. Cass ran right down the flanks. Cass too good. We need Sander back ASAP. Well played, Cass. Wire Joe said that they bombed chances and silly errors in the first half that cost us the game. We should have been out of sight after 40 minutes. Castleford turned on the style and were good value for their win, but it seems something's gone wrong with us attitudinally over the last couple of weeks. Nice work, Joe.
Excellent, Joe.
It's been a while since we've used it as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I was thinking that the other day. Albert's got in touch. He says, this was the game I was really looking forward to the most on day 1. Slow start from Cass and a great collapse from Wire. Really enjoying some of the play by Cass. Some great pieces of skill. Said it before, but would love Denny at the Giants. Wire can play a lot better than that. Is it still their year? It's as much their year as it is anyone else that's at the top of the table.
It's anyone's,
I would say, at the minute. Yeah. Paul O'Brien said it was a great performance by Cass. After a 14-point start from Wyatt, he looked all over, but I never say die attitude brought a great win for the Tigers. Paul Campbell said Cass were outstanding in the second half. Good to see Luke Dawn scoring their tries. Colin Render said a great atmosphere created by the Cass fans from when they started winning, that is. You only sing when you're winning, he says. Alan Walker says Tigers take Wolves up the ass. Nate and Jay, Tom and Mark get ready to mop up each other's jizz. Hashtag dawn porn. Al, it's like it's like you're watching us every week, mate.
Well, it was Al who came up with dawn porn, wasn't it, last week?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll give him some credit for it now. Sammy Boy got in touch. Dawn's godly power beats the razzle dazzle. Yes, that is true. There wasn't much from Gidley this week.
In fact, he was pretty poor.
Yeah.
On the stats, he was only counted, I think, with 1 error, but 5 missed tackles, I think. But I thought he was a big part in why Warrington fell apart in this game. I thought he lost the plot a little bit in that second half, in defence and positionally, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's that intangible stuff that you don't necessarily get from the raw stats, isn't it? That just sort of are missing a little bit in terms of effort. Attitudinally, probably not quite right.
I just think he lost his marbles when it started going wrong for him, and I don't think he regathered them in time because of how exciting Cass were playing.
True. Dan RBW said, I was looking forward to this game the most on the first day, but at first I thought Wire were going to take Cass to pieces. However, what a turnaround. Crazy game with some great skill and pace on show from Cass. Best game of the first day by far. Tyler Cass fans said could have been out of the game in the first half hour, but we hung in there and then turned on the style.